getting certain visuals from Nepal, the visuals of the protest where you can clearly see the youth facing off against the police forces. This is not just regular police, but also the armed forces, the paramilitary forces in Nepal who've now been deployed. And the visuals that we are getting on your screens right now, viewers, are of the young people, the protesters in Nepal, breaking not just barricades but also trying to enter the parliament premises. They're trying to break not just barricades but also the walls and the gates of the parliament area in Nepal. On your screens right now, viewers, is what has been happening in Nepal, the crackdown by the police and the face-off between the police and the protesters who seem to be this seems to be an escalating situation, viewers, as the protesters are also turning violent. The protests are turning violent. Pranay continues to be with me on this. Pranay, if you see the visuals that we are getting from Nepal, how are you seeing this? What are you picking up from your sources on the ground situation in Nepal right now? Because it's clearly escalating.
You know, Anisha, this is a nightmarish situation for any government. If people start, clashing with the security forces, if security forces have to fire against their own people, then this is a very dangerous situation for any government to handle. And currently, what I'm learning from our sources in Kathmandu, that the government has called an emergency meeting to review the security situation. This is for the Oli government to make a call whether they want to concede to the demands of these protesters, how to handle the situation. As I mentioned that, this has become a rallying point. We have seen what has happened in Sri Lanka, how things, panned out in Dhaka. Everything started with the protest, and that too student protest. And in Dhaka, in August 2024, we have seen that, how government got changed in Bangladesh. We have seen that how, Mahinda Rajapaksa government got removed when the people started protesting on the streets, and there were the clashes between the security forces and people entered the president house. So God forbid if that is a situation, what we are witnessing in Kathmandu, but definitely the situation remains very volatile, situation remains very risky. People are already there on streets, despite the Oli government's decision to impose curfew in Kathmandu. People are not budging down, people are not going back to their homes, and the forces are there on street. So far there is only report of one death, but there are 8 people, those who got injured. Many of them have been hospitalized, and protesters are still there on street, and various government properties have been vandalized, and this protest, we are being told that this protest is not limited to the capital city of Kathmandu. Anisha, the protests have already spread.
All right, Pranay, stay on with me. We are getting some breaking news that's just coming in. The death toll from these protests has risen now to 2. 2 dead and 80 injured in Nepal's violent protests. This is the information that is just coming in. Nepal remains on the boil as protesters continue to clash with the police forces. At the moment, what we do know is that the death toll has increased now to 2 persons dead, 80 plus injured. People have been taken to the local hospitals in Kathmandu, and as my colleague Pranay was just talking about, this is not just limited to the capital city. The protests have extended now to several other areas in Nepal. The protesters also tried to enter the parliament complex. They've also tried to enter other government buildings and in other government areas. Many have been injured due to the police firing at the moment. Pranay continues to be with me on this story. Pranay, the death toll has now increased to 2 people dead, 80 plus injured in the violent protests that are still going on. What more are you picking up from your sources? You just mentioned that the Nepali government, the Oli government, has called for an emergency meeting to consider what they will be doing. What more do we know about how they're dealing with these protests?
Not only that, Anisha, just a while ago I spoke to the former Foreign Minister of Nepal, Upendra Yadav, and he told me that the government of Nepal has wrongly put this ban, and now they have to roll back this ban. As a political party, they are also demanding a rollback on this decision, and the use of force against the youth of Nepal shouldn't be there. The situation should have been controlled. And Upendra Yadav, who served as the foreign minister of Nepal, he told me that the government had forewarning of this protest. They did not do the required measure, and now the situation has already blown out of control, out of proportion. And now everyone is finding it difficult to control and contain the situation. What we are seeing is that it's a widespread protest. Not only youth, but many sections of the society have also joined this protest. So we can't say that this is only limited to the social media banning, though this became a rallying point, this became a major demand. But the protest can lead to any situation.
Pranay,
now.
as you just said, that this protest could lead to a larger situation. You've spoken to the opposition leaders. Let's also take a look at the new visuals that are coming in. The protesters chanting slogans as they climb onto the trucks of the police. Let's take our viewers through the visuals that are now just coming in. They've climbed onto the police trucks. They're chanting slogans. They're waving banners against corruption in Nepal. Viewers, these are the latest visuals that we're getting from Nepal as in Kathmandu as the protests continue. Pranay, of course, continues to be with me. Pranay, you just mentioned that you spoke to the former foreign minister of Nepal. You've been talking to the opposition leaders in Nepal. What are you picking up from the political leaders? Because clearly the young people are upset with the government. As you said, the former foreign minister said that this is a decision that may need to be rolled back. What else are you picking up?
Definitely, everyone will put pressure on the Oli government because the situation has already come to street, and that too the situation has blown out of proportion. What we are witnessing currently, the visuals clearly suggest that the streets are filled with these protesters. These protests have spread to various other parts of Nepal, and you can say that it's a full-blown political crisis for the Oli government. And all the opposition parties have demanded the Oli government to contain the situation, to give some kind of assurance to these youth so that they can go back to home and the situation can be brought into normalization. Curfew has been imposed till about 10 p.m. tonight. But giving the current state of situation, this curfew could be extended for the period of time. And I'm learning and I'm tracking on my phone as well that latest update that this number is going up because there are reports, though these remains the unverified report, Anisha, but there are reports of firing from other places as well. The firing incident which took place around the parliament area, because many of these youth, these Gen Z protesters have entered the parliament premises. We do not know for sure that whether they have entered the parliament building or not, but they are there. They are staging a protest there, and the police they are having clashes with the police forces there. And besides that, some of the other government buildings they have entered. They are trying to vandalize the protest, the many properties as well. So we do not know that. At times we have seen that in such protests, the antisocial element also get their way in such protests. So currently the situation is very volatile. Situation is very dangerous for the Oli government, and we do not see so far there is no formal statement by the government of Nepal. Look, the situation is so hot, situation is so volatile on the streets of Kathmandu, and we are till now we are only getting the visuals of Kathmandu city. But the reports coming in that the protests have already spread to the other parts of Nepal as well. Many cities are also
I'm sorry, Pranay, just hold on, stay on with me. The death toll now mounting in the violent Nepal protest. Now the death toll has risen to 5 dead and 80 plus injured. We're getting in reports, as my colleague Pranay just said, the death toll seems to be mounting in the violent protests in Nepal. And this, viewers, is an ongoing situation. It is an escalating situation that we will be keeping a very, very close eye on. The youth in Nepal out on the streets clashing with the police and the forces against the Nepalese government.